This is my best bet anywhere racing-wise over the weekend. Rosehill Race 7, number 1, Manal.
Manal ahead up here on Gerringong. Firestorm gets going now, but it's Manal extending away to win the Golden Pendant.
And like I said before, she's just a winner. I'm hoping she can win again on Saturday.
Walsh Bay easy, beating Kabosh second, the Cowspur third.
And I'm going back to one of my old favourites in the 8th race at Toowoomba, number 14, Tavs.
But it's Tavs in front, racing away with a Wheatwood. Tavs easy by 5 lengths.
Hello everyone, welcome to another preview. It's moving day for 2025. Turnbull Stakes Day at Flemington, Epsom Handicap Day up there at Randwick. 6 weeks profit in a row in my videos, in my previews, and we're looking to make it 7 this week. So hopefully I have another good week on the punt. Cox Plate Day is coming up pretty fast, so make sure you get over to Alexandra's website. Our link is in the description, Alexandra Picnic Racing Club, and book your tickets for the Punters Club room, which I will be running the Punters Club on Cox Plate Day at Alexandra. The Fan Cup September has ended, and Paul Flanagan has absolutely thrashed his rivals in the month of September, and he's made his way to the top of the overall leaderboard. Paul Flanagan cannot stop tipping winners in the Fan Cup, so make sure to get in the comments to see who he's with this week. You can compete in the Fan Cup as well just by following these guidelines. With that being said, let's get on with the tips. Kicking off in race 3 at Flemington with horse 7, Obvious, 0.5 units to win on at $6.50. We're going to take a look at his Bendigo maiden win over 1,500 metres, winning by a length and a quarter. Was a bit green in the straight, but still managed to win convincingly. Steps up from a maiden at Bendigo to a listed race at Flemington, which I guess is a bit of a concern. But when you get to this type of trip with 3-year-olds, I don't think you can rule out any form line. Generally, the best horse comes to the fore, and I think Obvious, what it's shown to date is very promising. From gate 6, can land midfield off the inside. Benny Allen retains the ride. Greg Urell is a very good placer of his horses, so I'm hoping Obvious at $6.50 can give him a real test in the superimpose. This is my best bet anywhere on Saturday. Flemington Race 5, number 4, on display. 3 units to win on at $2.90. This was on display's most recent effort in the Group 2 Let's Elope Stakes at Flemington. Over 1,400, and it was a tough watch if you backed on display because she never saw daylight until about the last 100 metres when she wasn't asked for too much of an effort. She drew gate 1 on this day. No need to worry about that on Saturday. She's drawn gate 8, so she'll be away from trouble. Yes, she'll have to go back, but she's got the whole 500 metre Flemington straight to wind up. She looks very promising. A 4-year-old mare, 10 starts for 3 wins. Won very impressively first up at Caulfield with the big weight and didn't run too far off Treasure the Moment in terms of race time that day on Memsey Day, and on display had a bigger weight than Treasure the Moment that day. So I think it's a really promising horse on display, and hopefully can get the job done at Flemington on Saturday. For all those that aren't on the Discord or the YouTube post tab, the viewer voted algorithm is officially dead. I will not be running it anymore on a Friday live stream. The Friday live streams are going to happen casually from now on, so not every single Friday, maybe once or twice a month. We'll see how we go. I'll keep you updated. There wasn't too much that stood out to me in race 4 at Randwick. I'm going to spec number 7, Attica, 0.5 units to the win on at $7. This was Attica's most recent run in a Class 1 over 1,500 metres. Heavily backed in late into $1.55 and finished 2 lengths off the winner Horizons. Good win on debut, well backed in on that occasion as well. At Warwick Farm in a super maiden, beating Decorum, who come out and won at Newcastle the other week. I just think it was a case of second up syndrome at Kembla Grange last start, and it couldn't pick up the winner Horizons. Well-bred Lonro out of Savatiano. Savatiano was a very good race mare. Blinker's first time, steps up 100 metres to 1,600 metres. From gate 14, look, it's going to have to find a spot for Adam Hieronymus, but I trust Adam to give it a peach of a ride and sort of slot in midfield 3 wide with cover, and I think Attica at $7 is too big. It's that time of the week, it's last man standing. All 5 of us lost $100 last week. We've all made a pretty poor start, to be honest. Cole leads Adzi, myself, Hayden, and Sky High Horse Racing. What are we doing this week? Cole is going to Friday again at the Valley, 25 each way on St Edward in the first, 50 the win on Autumn Glow. Adzi's having a $50 win all up, Apocalyptic into Autumn Glow, and then a $40 win all up, Revelare into Via Sistina, and finishing off with a $10 win all up, Jimmy Ricard into Papa Ward, into Jimmy Star, into Birdman. I'm going to have 75 the win on display, and then a $25 win all up on display into Synergy in Motion. Hayden's going to have a $100 win all up, Apocalyptic into Revelare into Via Sistina, and Sky High Horse Racing is also going to have a $100 win all up on display into Via Sistina. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. Moving across to South Australia in race 3, I'm going to have 1.25 units to win on horse number 2, Buckingham Palace at $2.80. This was Buckingham Palace's first up run at Mildura in a maiden over 1,000 metres, where it was really attacking the line late. Steps up exactly 41 metres to the 1,050 on Saturday at Morphettville. I think this horse has the class to win a maiden of this calibre. The only query is the map. It's drawn gate 12, but Stubby Holder is on board, and I'm hoping it can absolutely fly home from the back and take out the race 3 at Morphettville on Saturday and break its maiden. Another little value play, I'm going to have 0.5 units to win on Morphettville race 5, number 6, Murph at $9. We're going to take a look at Murph's most recent effort. This was second up at Murray Bridge in a Class 1 over 1,200 metres. Got back and charged home well to run third. It's drawn gate 11 on Saturday, so it's going to have to go back again. Lightly raced 4-year-old son of Magnus, only had the 7 starts. As I said before, drawn wide again, so it's going to have to go back again. It's got the winkers on for the first time, and I just thought the way it ran last start, I thought it was a pretty good effort and thought $9 was too big of a price about Murph on Saturday, so I'm going to have 0.5 units to the win on Murph. Race 7 at Doomben, I'm going to have 2.25 units to the win on horse number 15, Synergy in Motion. And we're going to take a look at Synergy in Motion's first up win. This was at the Doomben circuit, where it races on Saturday in a benchmark 65 over 1,200 metres. Steps up in class, but I thought the way it won here was very good, winning by almost 2.5 lengths. Now, we were talking before with Attica about second up syndrome. That's the only concern I have with Synergy in Motion. Will it be flat second up off such a good first up run? Maybe, but I thought the way it won first up, it looks to be a horse that's going places. Four-year-old, only 6 starts, very progressive. Jace McMurray rides gate 3 straight to the front, hopefully says see you later again, and wins. Now time for Let It Ride. Manal got up for a place. It won actually last week, but we had it for a place in the Let It Ride, so we're up to about 1,400 or so. And this week on display, the place is what we're going to have it on at the $1.50 at the moment, so that'll hopefully bring the total amount up nicely to play with next week. Well, thanks everyone for watching this week's preview. It's currently an 8-unit spend. Make sure to tune into the YouTube community tab on race morning for any more selections. If On Display wins, I'll make a profit no matter what, so I'll be really cheering On Display home on Saturday. In terms of the 4 Group 1s, I'll give you my on-top selections. So at Flemington in the Turnbull, Via Sistina would be my on-top selection. In the Daily Flight Stakes, Apocalyptic would be my on-top selection. In the Epsom, I'm going to take on Autumn Glow and go with Pier on top. And then in the Metropolitan, I'll go with Travolta on top. So those are my 4 on-top selections for the Group 1s. Hope you back a winner on Saturday. Thanks everyone for watching the preview. And until next time, bye for now.